Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hot Potato here in Ridgefield, Washington, the site for tonight's Greater St. Helens League 2A boys basketball matchup featuring the visiting Mark Morris Monarchs and the Ridgefield Spudders. Good to have you with us as always. Nick Sisson here on behalf of N2 Media, providing tonight's live stream and play-by-play coverage. Should be a good one here tonight, folks. Mark Morris, fresh off of its first win of the season, played a couple of tough opponents. They're 1-2 overall, 1-0 in the Greater St. Helens League after picking up a 50-point home win over the Hudson's Bay Eagles. Meanwhile, the Ridgefield Spudders 2-0 on the season, remaining undefeated at a back-and-forth game with WF West in the season opener. Ultimately found themselves down by double figures with just over a minute left in the game, and they found a way to pick up a home win, 52-51 over the Bearcats of WF West, and then most recently on the road at Fort Vancouver, 67-48. Spudders come away with the road victory. They are 2-0 on the season. Ridgefield welcoming back Colton Castro this season after having a surgery last year to address an issue in one of his knees. 6'2" senior. Joining him is Cole Chester, another 6'2" senior, listed a little bit taller this year on the roster. In total, 7 seniors for head coach Jason Buffum and his Ridgefield squad. Some newcomers are going to help out as well. Jamison McCann, Jack Hughes, and also Colton Warren. Colton Warren here last season, but came on late in the year. Ridgefield coming off of a round of 16 appearance after upsetting Black Hills at Mark Morris High School in the district tournament last season, 55-33. Handing the Wolves one of their worst losses of the season and lowest point totals of the season. Head coach Jason Buffum hangs his hat on toughness and defense. It's going to take a little bit of that here tonight. Mark Morris featuring senior Braden Olson, guy who's definitely going to be playing basketball at the next level, could potentially be a scholarship athlete for a D1 school. But he's the point guard. It's going to lead the way for Mark Morris. But that's not where it stops, folks. Malachi Gray, a 5'11 guard, had his best game of his career in Yakima in the semifinal game against Pullman last year. He was the spark that ignited the upset for Mark Morris to get themselves to the championship game, taking down undefeated and #1 seed Pullman en route to getting to the championship game. But again, it doesn't stop there. Carson Bogner got a lot of starts last season, a 6'2 junior, left-hander smooth. And then Dalton Stevens, 6'3 junior forward, and off the bench so far this season, Jaden Jenkins, a 6'3 junior. A lot of length and athleticism. One of the keys for Mark Morris is getting Dawson Morrow back into the lineup and also getting him back into basketball shape. Dawson missing the football season due to off-season shoulder surgery that he sustained during baseball. Definitely a guy that's going to be playing baseball at the next level. Nash Bjorgi, a breath of fresh air. He's a 6'3 senior. Didn't get a chance to see a lot of him in the previous years, but got off to a great start against Kelso. Scored the first 7 points for Mark Morris in that game. More than capable of giving you a few buckets down low. Mark Morris just kind of still in that get-to-know-you phase, even though the guys have obviously known each other for quite a while. But as a team and a little bit new identity this season after Kobe Parlin and Deacon Dietz graduate and move on. One playing college football, that'd be Deacon Dietz, and then the other one playing college basketball for the Lower Columbia Red Devils and Kobe Parlin. Kobe Parlin setting the Mark Morris career scoring record, 1,404 points. That stands momentarily. Braden Olson on his heels, figuring to eclipse that at some point this season. Just about 4 minutes until we'll get the national anthem and pregame introductions. Good to see everybody here in the live stream comment section so far. Jake and Kyle. Kyle rooting on Jason Oliver Buffum. Should be a great game. That's obviously the head coach of Ridgefield. I shouldn't say obvious. There might be some casuals that don't know that yet. But, man, I tell you what, Buffum is rocking this hard cop stash. I love it. I mean, it looks exactly like Jim Carrey's stash in Me, Myself, and Irene. Like, it just goes hard in the paint. Perfect mustache. Maybe I can get the camera down here just a little bit. Buff sitting there on the end, suited up there. Maybe he might give a look back and can get a look at that thing. But, man, it's got to feed that thing some vitamins or something. Just about 3 minutes now till the start of introductions and national anthem. Again, Nick Sisson here on behalf of N2 Media. Fans, please be sure to share the live stream link on your timeline, social media, wherever you're watching from. Text your buddies. Let them know we got free basketball action if you're one of those Ridgefield fans, which I know there are some of you. I know you guys got that free service with the automated camera on YouTube. Yeah, tell everybody to not be on that. And all they got to do is just go to the N2 Media YouTube channel instead. Speaking of which, good time just to let everybody know this is where we can be found. Tag us on Twitter. Pictures of where you're watching from. Always love to get to know all of the fans that tune into the live stream. But there's our information: YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Other action tonight, R.A. Long on the road against Washougal. It's going to be Washougal's first league game of the season. R.A. Long already 1-0 in league after taking down Hawkinson. But both schools from the city of Longview still incredibly good for those who thought R.A. Long might drop off a little bit after graduating Kevin Holden. Not the case. Still really good. There's a good look at Buff right there. Oh, maybe not.
Monarchs and your Ridgefield Spudders. The WIAA and participating schools request your support and cooperation in creating a respectful environment for all involved in tonight's event. This sportsmanship is expected from our students, coaches, athletes, and fans. Please demonstrate this, and we encourage you to show your pride and support for your team, but do so with dignity and respect. Be modest in victory and gracious in defeat. And most of all, enjoy tonight's contest and take personal responsibility in displaying good sportsmanship at all times. And now for the starting lineup for the Monarchs Monarchs. A 6'2" senior guard, number 11, Brandon Olson. A 6'3" junior forward, number 20, Dalton Stevens. A 6'3", senior forward, number 30, Nash Bjorgen. And the 6'1", senior forward, number 31, Dawson Morrow.
Mark Morris coached by Bill Backamus. Starting five, Malachi Gray, Braden Olson, Dalton Stevens, Nash Bjorgi, and Dawson Morrow. And the Ridgefield Spudders starting five of Colton Castro, Colton Warren, Cole Chester, Jameson McCann, and Jack Hughes.
Please give them the respect they deserve and doing a difficult job. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the singing of the national anthem by Megan Papa.
National anthem nicely done, just about set for tip-off. Mark Morris at Ridgefield in Greater St. Helens League boys basketball action. Cavett, I would check and search on YouTube for Washougal YouTube, like something like that. I'm not sure if they have a live stream for the game. Well, we are set for the tip here. Jack Hughes for Ridgefield. Nash Bjorgi for Mark Morris. Merv's deep in the heart of Texas, says Go Monarchs in the live stream comment section. Tip controlled, Malachi Gray, and he goes immediately up and in off the glass. 2-zip Monarchs. Michael Suter says Go Monarchs. Couple basketball emojis. Apparently some fans here thought Gray might have traveled with the basketball. I'm not sure about that. Opening possession for Ridgefield and a whistle. And it looks like the shot clock still can't get ironed out here. They got it reset to 30. Let's see what they actually set it at. Looks like they got 27. 25 now on the shot clock. Henry Ward says, let's go Ridgefield from Montana. Good to have you with us, Henry. I love it when we get fans from different sides of the world, sides of the United States, ready for the live stream action. Castro moves it. Chester for three in the lead, just short. Morrow with the rebound for Mark Morris, and the Monarchs pushing. Gray pulls the trigger from deep, and it rolls in. Malachi Gray off to a great start, 5-0. Good start for Mark Morris. 2 for 2 field goals so far. Castro kicks to the near corner. Now the ball rotated far wing. 3 up, no good. Morrow with his second consecutive rebound. Transition opportunity here if Mark Morris hurries. Olsen hesitation, hop step off the glass, 7-zip. Ridgefield already on their heels here, gonna have to batten down the hatches. Don't want to let Gray and Olsen get going, get their confidence early. Hop step at the elbow, kick, now 3-point range extended. Hesitation, nice crossover after Bjorgi left his feet, but the shot short. Offensive rebound, putback bucket by Jack Hughes. And here we go the other way quickly. Olsen in transition, a 3 short. He will definitely do that. And then the pass up ahead deflected. Ridgefield lucky to keep this one. Bounce pass to Hughes, turns, goes up, doesn't hit, but is hit, and will go to the line for 2. Again, fans, please be sure to share the live stream with friends and family. 7-2 the score, and the first free throw off the back iron for Jack Hughes. Hughes, a 6'2 junior, younger brother of Henry Hughes, for those who are wondering. Hits the second. Mark Morris up the floor quickly. Olsen, drop step spin down low. And we got a whistle. Let's see if it's on the shot or not. And it is. So Olsen at the free throw line. First free throw is good from Braden. 6:02 to go here. The opening quarter just underway at the Hot Potato in Ridgefield. Second free throw also swished home. At the elbow, a turnaround. Jay, nothing but net for Jamison McCann. Olsen heels on the volleyball line, moves it to Gray. Gray crosses over, stutters, moves left, gets it back after a pass to Bjorgi. Now Olsen, hesitation, cut off baseline. Good defense there by Warren. And now the ball is tipped, heading out of bounds, and Morrow makes contact. And Hughes goes into the bench area. No foul call. That's out of bounds. Ari Long and Washougal tied at 11 currently after the first quarter. Three ball by Olsen, no good. Offensive rebound, Stevens goes into contact, no call. And a battle for the loose ball. Ridgefield brings it the other way. 3 on the way, and it's airballed. Hughes trying to save, does somehow over his head to the corner, and it's a 3 for Castro. Give the unorthodox assist to Hughes. Castro buries a big one, 9-8. Three on the way from Gray. No, oh, gets a friendly bounce here on the road. 8 now for Gray here in the quarter, just over 3 minutes in. (12-8), Mark Morris with the lead. Castro moves it back far side. McCann jabs right, tries to kick it to the corner. Olsen reads it and tips it and steals. And now we've got a whistle. And it's going to be a foul called. Substitution for Mark Morris. Dalton Stevens will check out. Carson Bogner into the ball game. Olsen freed up, hesitates, sidesteps, 3 no good, and it's over the backboard, out of bounds. Ridgefield basketball. 4:07 to go, first quarter. Mark Morris on top by 4. Started the game out on a 7-0 run. Ridgefield has whittled that down and had it to 1 just a few moments ago. Pump fake, blow by. Shot just missed by Chester. Rebound Olsen. Olsen shouldering into contact, and they're going to get a blocking foul on Colton Warren of Ridgefield. And I think this is going to be the 4th team foul, and it's the 2nd on Warren. So Warren's going to check out, and Kemp Fisher will check in. Ridgefield's got to be careful on foul trouble. It looks like they still got 3 team fouls up on the scoreboard. And they're going to take it out underneath the basket. Thought it might be a side out. Entry goes to Morrow in the corner. Morrow fires it down low. Bjorgi muscles it up and in front of McCann. Nash Bjorgi with his first bucket. 14-8, Mark Morris. 5-0 run. McCann still with his dribble. Swings it. Fisher looking inside. Back to the top of the circle. Castro pulls the trigger with Morrow on him, and he hits it, and he hits the deck on the follow-through. Castro hitting a tough bucket. Morrow goes up, and he's blocked, and it's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Mark Morris. Castro with 6 in the ball game here in the first quarter for Ridgefield on 2 made threes. Gray to inbound. Finds Olsen. Olsen wide open off of a pick, and he hits. Too much breathing room for Braden Olsen. Now 7 in the quarter. Monarchs respond and get that 6-point lead back. Pass to the corner. McCann moves it out. Now near wing. Top of the circle. Hughes. Castro feeling it. Off back iron. Offensive rebound momentarily. Hughes. Whistle. And I think that they're going to get a foul on Olsen. 2:40 to go, opening quarter. Dalton Stevens is going to check back in, and entering the ball game for the first time for Mark Morris is number 22, Jaden Jenkins. (17-11) Ridgefield's basketball. Chester has a screen available, gets a switch on defense. Now Fisher with it, enters the lane, bounce pass, far corner, 3 up and on the way, air ball. Jenkins catches it for the Monarchs. Olsen pushing, Olsen passing, in the corner, wide open 3 by Stevens, high off the rim, and it's gathered underneath the basket by Castro. Good penetration and kick to the corner. And there's a 3 up and off by Castro. Saved by McCann, except Bogner does a great job cutting it off. Mark Morris has Olsen wrap over the head of the defender. Misses the shot. Rebound by Jenkins. Up and off the glass. So Jaden Jenkins off the bench. And it's a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here with the Ridgefield Spudders, 19-11. Mark Morris on top, 1:52 to go, first quarter. Fans, thank you so much for being with us. Great atmosphere, as always, here in Ridgefield at the Hot Potato. So far, Braden Olsen with 7. Malachi Gray with 8. As I mentioned in the pre-game lead-in, those are the 2 guys that you gotta keep your eye on if you're Ridgefield. Olsen fresh off of a 26-point effort against Hudson's Bay. And we're ready to go after the timeout. McCann moves it near side. It's rotated into the corner. Fisher finds a cutter down low, and it's a block. Looked like Stevens and Jenkins down there. Jenkins might have been the one that got a hand on it. Kick to the corner. Stevens gets it back out. Monarchs reset. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. 17. Nearly a steal. Gray crosses over. Pulls up from the elbow. Great move by Malachi Gray. First to double figures with 10. Put Chester on skates there defensively. 21-11. Mark Morris with a great start here on the road. Tough place to play. Chester being guarded by Olsen. Drives down the lane. Dimes. Good job there. I was about to say, Jack Hughes waiting for the defender to land, and he draws contact and will head to the line. Great dish there down the lane from Chester. Chester had a 31-point game on the road last year against Mark Morris as Hughes rattles in the first free throw. Now 4 in the game. And the next also good for Hughes. And we got a sub into the game, Mason Curran. 6'1" senior off the bench. Under a minute to go here. In fact, 40 seconds. Gray bounce pass to Olsen. Olsen working. Shot might have been partially tipped. It's airballed. Rebound and 1 for Dalton Stevens. His first points of the game. And we'll head to the line for a chance at the old-fashioned. 23-13. Monarchs on top by double figures now. And we're going to have Dawson Morrow set to check in at the next dead ball. On a made free throw potentially here for Stevens, and it goes in, and we do have the sub. And it looks like it's actually Jenkins who's going to sub out, 24-13. Ridgefield going to use some clock here as they can hold for basically the final shot here. Want to make sure they get a good look, though. McCann, bounce pass, three-point line. Fisher, hands off. Chester has to get something up, and it's so tough, and that is going to do it. Are they going to go shot clock violation or end of the quarter? And it looks like they're going to go end of the quarter. Monarchs on top 24-13 after 1. Great first quarter for the combination of Malachi Gray and Braden Olsen. Gray with 10, Olsen with 7 to lead Mark Morris in scoring. Colton Castro with 6 and Jack Hughes with 5 for Ridgefield. Fans, tomorrow night, Ridgefield and Mark Morris are going to do it again, but the location will be different. It's going to be at Mark Morris High School, and it's going to be the girls' turn. Ridgefield going to compete for a league championship probably this season. Mark Morris also looking to compete for a league championship, obviously, after a big win last night over Hudson's Bay. And some exciting newcomers. They might have what it takes to shake up the preseason predictions. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at Ted Nat Court, Mark Morris High School, Ridgefield at Mark Morris. Ready to go here in the second quarter, Ridgefield basketball. Cole Chester gets it to Fisher. Fisher cut off baseline on the drive. Chester follows him and takes the spot in the corner. 3-ball up, no good. Ball loose, controlled by Ridgefield. Whistles now. looks like they're going to get Dawson Morrow, Nash Bjorgi up off the bench. Camden says the band is playing hard. Affirmative. Top of the key, 3 from Mason Curran. The big man steps out, hits the triple. Good start to the quarter for Ridgefield, 24-16. Olsen wide open, gets a great screen up top, misses the shot, whistle underneath. And it looks like we are going to get a foul against Mark Morris. It's going to go against Dalton Stevens. So already the second Monarch team foul, just 36 seconds into the quarter. Fisher moves it to Curran. Curran, another triple on the way. This one's airballed. Rebound Stevens. Pass to the corner. Olsen steps back. 3 off. Curran rebounds. Stevens over the back. Foul called on Mark Morris. That's their third team foul. Drew Ibarreta set to check in now for Mark Morris. And Stevens will sit down. That's his second personal. So Mark Morris 2 fouls away from putting Ridgefield on the line for 2 free throws every time. Fisher to the corner. Curran, another 3 up, and this one's also off. Loose ball collected by Fisher. Chester being guarded by Gray, gets a screen from Hughes. Dribbles between the legs, now crosses over. Olsen comes in and taps it away, but it's recovered. Chester drives. Bjorgi comes over to contest. It's long, and the rebound tapped around, and it's Olsen who controls and brings it across behind the back dribble. Spin move. Uh-oh. Ooh, just missed it. Tough shot there, but Olsen can hit those. Drew Ibarreta wide open off back iron, no good. Chester with the rebound. Good start to the quarter for Ridgefield. Mark Morris got going right away, hit their first 3 field goals. Chester a 3 contested, might have been tipped. Got an entry pass to the far block, and a foul is called, and I believe this is going to go on Mark Morris. And it is Drew Ibarreta. Now 4 team fouls. Score update, Ari Long in a tough one here with Washougal, 22-20 at the half. Top of the circle, 3 by Castro is money. 9 now for Colton Castro. 24-19, lead trimmed down to 5. Bounce pass down low, and a foul is called. Jamison McCann is whistled for the foul. First Spudder team foul. It's McCann's first personal. Gray to inbound. Bounce pass. Bogner gets Castro up off his feet and finishes at the rim. Carson Bogner with his first deuce. Chance at the 3-point play. Good response there from Bogner. Coming off the bench tonight. And the free throw is off. Rebound McCann. So the lead stays at 7. Castro up to 9 so far on 3 made threes. And he pulls the trigger again, and this one rolls off. Morrow jumps in, double teamed, and he finds Gray. Now Gray to Olsen. Olsen starts a 2-on-2, drop step spin, leaves it short. Good rebound there by Hughes. Chester fires a pass down low. On the block, a wide open McCann, but he can't hit. Rebound Mark Morris, and a foul on the rebound. Great vision there to find the open guy, but unable to convert there at the cup is McCann. foul looks like it goes on Castro, and that's his third personal. Big foul there after the miss. So he's probably going to sit for the rest of the half. Ibarreta pulls the trigger, no good. It's tapped around, controlled by Chester. Warren moves it top of the circle, rotated far side now. Chester goes up smooth, beats Olsen. It's Chester's first bucket. Olsen misses. Shot early in the clock there, and Ridgefield pulls down the rebound. Lead down to 5. Tough shot off the glass is good from McCann. Hits the tough one. Lead down to 3. 4 minutes into the quarter, and so far Mark Morris only managing to score 2 points in the frame. Olsen gets a handoff. Morrow there to screen, now one-on-one. Olsen gets rid of it. Gray pulls the trigger, no good. Bogner taps, but it's controlled by Hughes. Ridgefield can tie with a 3. 3:30 left in the first half. Open for 3, bump after it, no foul called, but it's Warren who ties the ball game. Warren, that is Chester who's banged up, and we got a 30-second timeout taken here by Mark Morris. We'll keep it right here. Just like that, folks, tie ball game. Good response here in the second quarter by Ridgefield. Trailed by 11 heading into the quarter. Dalton Stevens and Jaden Jenkins checking back in for Mark Morris. Whistle. And we're going to get a foul away from the ball on Ridgefield. It's going to go against Colton Warren. And that's his third personal. So 2 starters on the bench for Coach Buffum here. Now Ridgefield is caught up in the foul column, 4 apiece. Can play a huge factor late in this game. Stevens, tough pass down low. Jenkins kicks it out. Bogner, ball fakes, dribbles between the legs. Momentarily loses a handle there to set a screen now for Stevens. Stevens pushes off, and then he's fouled. No call, somehow scores. And head coach Jason Buffum incensed that there was no push-off called there as Stevens cleared some space, but they let a lot of contact go both ways there. Fisher was right up on Stevens, and then Stevens was clearly fouled after he pushed off, so no blood, no foul there by the referees. Step back, shot no good by Chester, rebound Ibarreta. Ibarreta is fouled, and it's going to be McCann, and this is going to be the 5th team foul, so Drew Ibarreta will head to the free throw line for 2. A lot of chirping going on here, and I'm telling you right now that I think Coach Jason Buffum's getting his money's worth right now and has a long leash with the officials because he was not pleased. So here's Ibarreta, still scoreless in the game, a 5'9" sophomore. Misses short on the first freebie. Second free throw off back iron. Rebound to McCann, Ridgefield. Fisher at the volleyball line, moves it back towards the far wing. Pass inside, now up top. Chester lowers and moves right. Pull up is short. Tough start so far for Chester here tonight on the shooting side of things. Doing a good job breaking down the defenders and finding open shooters. Right now, open shooters such as Castro and Warren on the bench for Ridgefield. Minute 40 to go, and we're going to get a foul after the pass. Nash Bjorgi there to receive it. And they're going to get Drew Kerschel on the foul. So 2 shots coming for Bjorgi. And Bjorgi misses the first, so 3 consecutive free throws in the bonus missed by the Monarchs. Braden Olson on the bench currently for Mark Morris. Free throw is good. Olson back into the game. 3 now for Bjorgi. Chester gets it across for Ridgefield. Now back with it, moves it to Kerschel. Kerschel still with his dribble. Ridgefield using some clock here. Shot clock down to 12. High screen set by Curran. Chester hesitation with the left twice. Moves to the corner. Fisher drives baseline. Cut off. Skips far corner. Ball faking a drive. Kerschel loses it. Olson now with it for Mark Morris. Crosses half court. And Gray with it. Pulls the trigger. Left wing 3 off. Rebound Ridgefield and Jack Hughes. Ball fake by Hughes, moves it to Kerschel. Kerschel now with it once again in the corner. Shot clock down to 16. Chester, fake handoff, working one-on-one. Crosses over on Jenkins, finds Curran. Curran airballs it, offensive rebound by Kerschel, and he misses it right at the cup. Rebound Monarchs. They can almost hold for the final shot, but leading by 3. Want to make sure you get a good one here. Gray using some clock. Now Olson with it. Crosses over. Drives. Up and under. Off the glass. What a move by Olson. And we had a shot clock violation or something because the shot clock buzzed. And that was with 1.5 seconds left. They played through. The half-court shot no good, and that's the end of the first half. Mark Morris will take a 5-point lead into the locker room. First man in for Ridgefield, Colton Castro with 9, leading the way for Ridgefield. Spudders do a good job there. They win that second quarter after allowing 24 points in the first. They only allow 7 in the second. They turn a 11-point deficit down to a 5-point deficit heading into the intermission. So teams in the locker room, Ridgefield cheerleaders on the hardwood. Waiting on the audio here for the cheer staff. Still waiting here for the cheer staff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 6 minutes till the start of the second half. I'm going to take a quick audio timeout here, and then we'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll talk a little bit about who's doing the damage for both teams. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Sisson here on behalf of N2 Media at the half, just about ready to start the third quarter. So they got Mark Morris at 32-26. It was 31-26 the time that the buzzer sounded, and I'm going through the total scoring here. And my total scoring adds up to 31, so I'm not sure where the other point came from. Obviously, people have the ability to go back and rewind and see the live stream as it happens. I'd love to know where we were missing a point there, or maybe they had ruled a three-pointer somewhere along the way here, or we're missing a free throw. But I've got Malachi Gray leading with 10, Olsen with 19, Stevens with 5, Jenkins, Bogner with 2, Nash Bjorgi with 3. But again, we're missing one somewhere here. So for Ridgefield, Colton Castro with 9, Jack Hughes with 5, Jamison McCann with 4, Colton Warren with 3, and Cole Chester with 2.
Let's go, Spudders.
So we are ready to go here. Second half of action. Mark Morris basketball. I'm going to be racking my brain trying to figure out where this other point came from for Mark Morris, but nevertheless, here we are. Monarchs moving around the three-point line here, 19 on the shot clock. Gray, hesitation, drives right, floats, tough shot off the glass, no good. Good start defensively for Ridgefield as they secure the rebound. Whistle, and it looks like away from the basketball, we're going to have a Monarch foul. Mark Morris very fortunate there in that second quarter. They picked up 4 team fouls extremely early in the quarter, but Ridgefield unable to actually get to bonus free throws. Warren had a little bit of space, decided to eat it, finds a shot for Chester, and it's off back iron. Rebound Mark Morris. Olsen pushing. Drop step spin in the lane, and he's fouled on the pass off. Chester called for the foul. It's his first. Malachi Gray to inbound it here for Mark Morris. And tries to get it on the block near side. Bjorgi able to get it, but a tough catch there. Olsen gets a screen from Bjorgi, one-on-one. Good defense by Chester. Scoop shot with the left, tough. No good. Rebound Hughes. Numbers for Ridgefield. Open in the corner. Air ball. Offensive rebound, but lost out of bounds by Jamison McCann. We're going to have a sub here, and Olsen pulled out of the lineup here and will sit down. Carson Bogner entering for him. So Coach Backamus not afraid to take probably his best player out of the game here early in the third quarter. Bounce pass entry, Morrow establishing. Kicks near corner, Bjorgi nearly loses it, recovers, and now we've got a whistle, and looks to be a double dribble violation. Coach Backamus asking for his team to focus here, and no one scored so far here in the second half, but that bodes better for Ridgefield than it does for the Monarchs. Open three by Hughes, cuts the lead in half. Jack Hughes with 8. Pass underneath the basket, near block, drop step spin. Bjorgi, nice move there. I got 5 for Bjorgi. It's a 5-point game. Chester off of a screen, curls, blocked by Stevens. Inbound still. Gray pushing. Gray leaves it. Stevens sets his feet, takes his time. It's no good. Tap down to Morrow. Morrow muscles it up and in. That's Dawson Morrow's first points of the game. Hughes being guarded by Bjorgi, gets rid of it. Now McCann looking at Castro. Castro coming off of a screen. Instead, McCann drives it right at the teeth of the defense and floats it up and in. Good move there by Jamison McCann. 6 for McCann so far in the game. Gray inside. Morrow. Drop step spin right. Into contact. Muscles up the shot and in. Morrow back-to-back baskets. Back out to a 7-point lead. Castro, good hesitation, good recovery there by Stevens. Might have altered the shot. Now Stevens bounce pass, and it's kicked by the Ridgefield defender. That's Colton Warren there, and we've got a couple subs coming in for each team. Fisher and Kerschel back in for Ridgefield. Olson and Jenkins back in for Mark Morris. Camden said earlier that he hadn't seen Buff jump like that since the mid-2000s with LCC. It's a good comment, I tell you what. Bounce pass to the block. Gray, turnaround off the glass, now 12. Whistle away from the ball. Lead up to 9 now for Mark Morse. Kerschel, nice backdoor pass. Great cut by Chester. Chester now with 4, looking to get going here in the second half. Stevens to Jenkins. Jenkins picks up his dribble. Now Olson. Olson one-on-one with Chester. Finds Morrow underneath the basket. Great dime. That's when Mark Morris is at their best, is when Olson is able to create for his teammates. Morrow with 6 all here in the quarter. Pass to the corner, but it's an offensive foul after the ball thrown towards the corner. Chester runs down Jenkins. That's Chester's second personal. Nice bounce pass, far block. Bogner loses a handle. It's a 9-point game, just under 3 to go here in the third. Nice defense there. Ball poked out of bounds. Last touch by Jenkins. Fisher trying to get the baseline, unable to. Chester to inbound for Ridgefield. Gets a handoff. Working against Gray. Gets rid of it. 3, tough. No good. Great rebound there by Jaden Jenkins. Reached that right arm far back and was able to high point the ball. Olson to the corner. Pass to the block from the corner to Bogner. Bogner to the high post. Morrow goes up. No good. And it's collected down low by Hughes. Drive baseline. Might have been a travel there by McCann. Throws it away. One-on-one. Olson against Chester. Drop step spin. Patented move there by Olson. 11 now for Braden Olson, and it's an 11-point lead. Ridgefield using some time, 10 on the clock. Kerschel with it. Top of the key, Fisher. Chester for 3. Money. 7 now for Chester. Big bucket there for Ridgefield. Minute 15 to go. Coach Buffum looking for a stop from his guys. Bounce pass entry, one-on-one down low. Jenkins rises up and gets the roll. Jaden Jenkins with 4. Lead back out to double figures. Just under a minute now. Nice cut. McCann goes up, leaves it short, gets his own rebound, goes up again. He's fouled, and we'll head to the line. Marcelino's watching from Grandview. I love it. Says, go Hounds. That's Greyhounds, by the way. First free throw rolls in for Jamison McCann. Grandview with an impressive victory already this season, winning at Pullman by 20 plus. Fans, please subscribe to the live stream channel. It's free, helps me out tremendously. Again, I don't care if you ever watch another broadcast, but if you subscribe, YouTube might pay me. Second free throw, no good, 46-37. There's about a 15-second difference here between shot clock and game clock. Bjorgi fires a pass down low. Good position by Olsen, and Olsen just goes around the defender and off the glass with the right hand. Chester hesitation, wraps around far corner, out of the corner. Castro, rotation, back to the far wing. Chester steps back, contested 3, short, long rebound. Chester still has plenty of time. Bounce pass inside. Curran throws it up, and it's no good. That's going to do it at the end of the third quarter, 48-37. Mark Morris with the lead. Again, I'm still missing that 1 point that I could not locate back in the first half for Mark Morris, but either way, 48-37 the score heading into the fourth. Mark Morris led by 11 after 1, and they lead by 11 after 3. Well, fans, just want to let you know this free service is for you, the fans. If you enjoy what we do, please consider a very small donation to the cause. PayPal and Venmo information at N2 Media. That's me. Again, can't do it without everybody watching at home. Some spare $1, some spare 1,000. And anywhere in between. Appreciate all the support from all the fans at N2 Media, Venmo, and PayPal. Back to action here, fourth quarter. 48-37, Ridgefield basketball. Nice hesitation there. Chester now with 9. Great start there for Ridgefield here in the frame. Looking to buckle down on defense. They had a great second quarter defensively after allowing Mark Morris to get off early for 24 in the first. Looking to cut off those passing lanes and force shots like this, but if Olsen hits them, it's going to be really tough for Ridgefield. 16 now for Olsen by my unofficial count. Back out to a 12-point advantage, 51-39. Castro still without a bucket here in the second half. Curran up top. Now McCann being guarded by Jenkins. Gets a screen from Curran, kicks it to the top of the key. 3 on the way, yeah. Chester now with, is that Warren? Colton Warren, excuse me. Drop step spin, fader, money. Whistle, timeout Mark Morris. 53-42. (53-42), and it's an 11-point Mark Morris advantage. And it'll be Ridgefield possession after the very, very tough bucket by Braden Olson. Makes a living on those. Olson with 18. Already 16 on the shot clock here for Ridgefield. Chester picks up his dribble, bounce pass to the high post. Lob back outside, far wing. Chester gets a screen, bounce pass stolen away. Little miscommunication. Olson, no numbers, doesn't care, loses the ball though. And it looked like Bill Backamus was jumping around looking for a foul there on a reach. Chester at the volleyball line, 6 to go. And we got a moving screen that's going to be called against Ridgefield, and Jack Hughes trying to set that up. 5:55 now left in the ball game. Burger King special. And now we got some whistles. Coach Backamus having a conversation here with the near sideline official. Olson, Gray, Bogner, Morrow, and Stevens out there for Mark Morris. Olson puts it on the deck, drives into the paint, gets around his defender, and scores. Braden Olson closing the game out very strong here for Mark Morris. Lead up to 13. I believe that's the largest lead of the game. Crossover, 3-ball by Chester. Yeah. Timeout. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout. Ridgefield taking this timeout here with 5:23 left in the game. Lead back down to 10. Folks, you cannot count Ridgefield out, even though they might be down 10 points. Down 10 against WF West, coming back to beat the Bearcats 52-51 here on this court. Still haven't heard from Jake or Brittany on the R.A. Long Washougal game. That must mean it's close. It was 22-20 on the road against Shugal. That would be a pretty big upset if Washougal got the win. Olson with his patented drop step spin, tries to pass out. It's stolen away. Chester drives, kicks, far side. Now Chester, hesitation, step back. Gray, good defense here. Gets a screen though. Switch on defense. Chester drives, and we got a whistle, and it's on the drive. Dalton Stevens called for the foul. That's his fourth with just under 5 minutes left in the game. So got to be careful if you're Stevens. Team foul category, no real harm done there. Each team with just one. Chester open three. Yes! Chester had 2 at the half, now up to 15. Lead down to 7. Someone's got to get a hand up on him. Olsen, drop step spin, held though. It's on the floor, and the foul's going to be on Colton Warren. Now that's going to be Warren's fourth, I believe. Yep, and we're going to get a sub here. So Coach Buffum electing to try to preserve Warren. Coming in is Drew Kerschel. Fans, again, thank you so much for your support. Make sure that you're subscribed to the live stream channel here on YouTube. It's free, and you get a notification when I go live. We will have more basketball action. We'll have Ridgefield again next week. We'll have Mark Morris again coming up soon. Morrow leaves it a little bit off to the right. And it's a tough turnaround bucket by Dalton Stevens, collecting the rebound. Stevens playing with 4 fouls, playing big there in that moment. Curling at the top of the circle and driving and being blocked by Bogner is Castro, but it ends up with Fisher. His 3 no good. Big rebound by Stevens. Stevens galloping out in front. Reached in on and fouled. Dalton Stevens with 7 on my unofficial score sheet. Just came up with a couple of big plays for Mark Morris. Leading by 9 now, 3:54 left in the game. Olsen goes long to Gray, get it in. Gray just in front of half court on the far side. Gray gets by the defender, wraparound pass behind the back, finds Morrow, da-da-da, da-da-da. Eight now for Morrow, but the dime of the day by Gray. Chester to get it back with a 3 off back iron, no good. Rebound, Mark Morris. Olsen drives, bounce pass. Morrow patient, up and off, but will head to the line. 8 second half points for the big man, Dawson Morrow. 6'1", about 250. Free throw off, no good. Again, fans, will have plenty more action in the Greater St. Helens League. More basketball tomorrow night, Ridgefield and Mark Morris girls, but plenty of big games later on. Ridgefield and R.A. Long a couple times. These guys are going to do it again at Mark Morris. Offensive rebound after the miss. Mark Morris with another opportunity. Mark Morris can use some clock here. Bogner bounce pass near block on the baseline. Drop step spin into contact. Good no call. Offensive rebound shot is no good. They say on the floor. Olsen thought that he got the and one there, but it is going to be the 5th team foul on Ridgefield. So it is going to result in 2 free throws. Holden says 42-42 with 35 seconds left. Oh my goodness. What a game that is. Olsen no good on the first. Yikes. Second free throw rolls off, and it's controlled by Ridgefield. McCann comes away with it. Corner 3, Castro just off. And the rebound nearly collected by Hughes. He had it in his hands. Still an 11-point Mark Morris advantage here. Oh my goodness. Washougal has the lead with 22.5 left against R.A. Long, 43-42. Malachi Gray to inbound it. Goes to the backcourt. Olsen with it now. Olsen Oh, just missed it after a good move. Offensive rebound putback, though, not missed by Dawson Morrow. 10 now in the half for Dawson. And we've got a whistle. No shot. 61-48 with 2 to go. Man, I still am kind of shocked about that Washougal and Ari Long score, but that's why you play the game. They got athletes over there too. 3 up and down for Colton Castro. Big bucket there. All of his points on made threes tonight. That's his 4th. Now 12 in the game. And we got a foul. It's going to be called on Chester just across half court. And it's going to be free throw time for Mark Morris. They're going to get 2 here. Malachi Gray will step to the free throw line. Gray got off to a great start in the game. Still having a great game. 12 points so far. And the free throw off by Gray. So leaving the door open here. Second free throw is good for Malachi. 13 now. All the way. Chester leaves it short. Rebound Morrow. Olsen now with it. Holden says Ari Long down 2 now. Mark Morris using clock down to 1:20 left in the game. Gray dribbling around. Timeout is called by Bill Backamus of Mark Morris. It'll be 8 seconds on the shot clock. 1:18 left in the game. Mark Morris on top by 11. Appears that they are going to walk away with a win here. Guys, thank you so much for your contributions to the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. Man, what a ball game it's been so far here. Mark Morris just playing a little bit more cohesive team basketball. You know, it may not look like it in the box score, but a substitution seems to have been the best move so far for Mark Morris here in the second half after a couple of shots by Braden Olsen, turnovers early in the third quarter. Head coach Bill Backamus subs out his star player, and Mark Morris starts getting everybody else involved, and Olsen comes back in, and that momentum has stayed with the entire team, and that mentality is exactly what it's going to take for Mark Morris to repeat as league champions this year. There's really no prohibitive favorite, I don't think, in the league this year. There's a lot of balance with Mark Morris, Ridgefield, R.A. Long, and Columbia River, and apparently Washougal now as well. But Braden Olsen gets the ball and scores tough. Hesitation, drive, bucket by Chester. Olsen looking to bring it across, and he's fouled. 22 now for Olsen, and it's final, folks. Washougal pulls off the home opener win against R.A. Long. (64-53). The score here in Ridgefield with Olsen on the free throw line, 22 points. Fans, think about who your vote is for player of the game. Olsen hits the free throw, now 23. I'm telling you what, Dawson Morrow had 10 so far here in the second half for Mark Morris, was scoreless at the break. And Olsen hits another. (66-53), ball tipped out of bounds into the Spudders bench. 45.6. Looks like our Ridgefield's going to run out of time here in this one to mount the comeback. Gray checks out. Bogner checks out. Jenkins and Ibarreta in. Pass goes far side. Drive by McCann. Off the glass. No good short. Foul is called, though, and McCann will head to the free throw line. First free throw no good by McCann. Nash Bjorge's going to check in for Dawson Morrow. But again, fans, feel free to type in your vote for player of the game here in this one. 24 for Braden Olson, leading all scorers as McCann gets the free throw, now 8 for him. Olson gets it across. Double team, fancy dribbling. Takes it all the way, lays it in, 26. I think that Olson's got to be the player of the game here. Pump fake, 3 after the blow by, missed. Chester gets it back, resets, another 3, yeah. Chester's had a phenomenal second half. He's got 20 now in the game. Whistles. And we got a full charge timeout, Ridgefield. 14.4 left, 68-57. Can't take him with you. Mark Morris will move to 2-2 overall, 2-0 in the Greater St. Helens League. Ridgefield will fall to 2-1, 1-1 in the Greater St. Helens League. Again tomorrow night, folks, 7 o'clock at Mark Morris High School. Girls' turn between Ridgefield and Mark Morris. Mark Morris coming off of a big 55-51 back and forth, up and down home win against Hudson's Bay. Ridgefield so far taking care of their business. Should be a good one, folks, coming up Friday. And then we'll have a full slate of games again coming up next week. Ridgefield will be making a trip to R.A. Long, as will Hudson's Bay. You can check on our My Twitter profile, @MediaN2. And the pinned tweet is our winter sports schedule, subject to change in case of emergency or baby being born. 68-57. Inbound foul, Olson catches, and he's going to walk it up and take some more free throws here and look to pad his totals tonight. Olson rolls the first one off the rim. 26 so far tonight for Braden Olson. 13.3 left in the ball game as Olson splits a pair, now 27. 3 ball by Chester, no good. Tipped up off the glass, rebounded again by Hughes, and it rolls off. Hughes, though, grabs another one. Chester for 3, yeah. And that's at the buzzer. It is going to count. Chester's going to finish with 23 after the bucket. But this ball game ends 69-60. Mark Morris victorious tonight. All right, fans, let's go over the happy totals here. Unofficial. Olson with 27 for Mark Morris, leading the way. Malachi Gray with 13. Dawson Morrow with 10. All of those coming in the second half. Dalton Stevens with 7. Nash Bjorge with 5. Jaden Jenkins with 4. And Carson Bogner with 2. and there is a missing point somewhere to someone. For Ridgefield, huge second half by Colchester. Took him a while to get going. Only had 2 points at the break. Ends up with 23 in the losing effort tonight. Colton Castro has 12. And then we've got Jack Hughes with 8. Jamison McCann with 8. Colton Warren with 6. And Mason Curran with 3. 69-60. Once again, your final score here at the Hot Potato. What a ball game it was. But again, Mark Morris picks up the dub. 2-2 on the year, 2-0 in league play. And Ridgefield 2-1, now 1-1 in league competition. Next up for Ridgefield is going to be at Hawkinson Monday, 7:30 tip-off. And then they've got at Washougal Wednesday, 7 o'clock tip-off. That at R.A. Long next Friday. So 3 tough consecutive games for Ridgefield. A lot of parity in the league so far this season. So anything is possible. Mark Morris looking to defend their league championship and possibly get themselves back into a district championship setting, potentially back to Yakima. A lot of time left in the season. A lot can happen. But it is very typical for Bill Backamus coach teams to improve along the way. And I think that if they can continue to play like they did in that third quarter after Olsen sat down and then came back in about a minute and a half later, they're going to be extremely tough to beat. I had them ranked 3rd in the preseason poll. Took a couple of L's to Kelso and Bellarmine Prep. But that's nothing to sneeze at. Kelso's got a really good team this year, and Mark Morris was without Dawson Morrow in that game. And then against Bellarmine Prep, Bellarmine a 4A school. Very difficult, very fast, long, athletic team. You know, they'd pick up a lot of wins against a lot of 2A opponents. So nothing to sneeze at if you're Mark Morris and the fans. Those are good games to play. And after a 50-point win against Hudson's Bay and then a 9-point win tonight against Ridgefield in a tough place to play against a well-coached team, got to feel like that everything's starting to move in the right direction for Mark Morris. And for Ridgefield, it's certainly not all doom and gloom. You know, a lot of promising players on the roster this year, a senior-heavy lineup. Saw a lot of good things here tonight from Jack Hughes. Saw a lot of good things from Jamison McCann. Obviously, Colchester, you know, an all-league player from a year ago. You know, doing a great job tonight with 23. I think he was second-team all-league last year. Colton Warren, another capable guy. Colton Castro, obviously good and still kind of, you know, looks like working himself back into full-time basketball shape after getting off-season knee surgery. So, you know, you really can't look at this one in a vacuum and say that they're in bad shape at all. A lot of time left in the season, and I think that Ridgefield is going to be still in contention for getting themselves back into the postseason. And, you know, they got to the round of 16 last year after, you know, pulling off what some would say was an upset against WF West on the road, and then potentially an upset against the Black Hills in that third-place game at Mark Morris. But Ridgefield, you know, got themselves a chance to go. They were the 16 seed. Played a very tough team in Enumclaw that figures to be back into the mix as well this year. So if you're Ridgefield, keep your head up. A lot to be proud of. So player of the game tonight is going to be Braden Olson. Olson with 27 points tonight, unofficially in the win. But a great effort overall for Braden here tonight. Dawson Morrow, a glue guy with 10 points in the second half. Gray got off to a good start in the first quarter, finishes with 13. So 3 players in double figures. But, you know, again, unofficially a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different Monarchs score the basketball here tonight. So always good to see that when you got some distribution. Mark Morris is out of the locker room here. And doesn't look like they're interested in changing back into the business attire that they came with. Michael, thanks, buddy. I appreciate the compliment. Appreciate all the support from the fans watching at home. Maybe I can go down and grab Braden Olson for a quick interview here, so hang tight, everybody. See what I can do. No promises. Looks like that not going to be able to get the interview here tonight. The Monarchs are going to go ahead and get things all packed up and out of town. Got school tomorrow, so we're going to be without the post-game interview tonight, but Braden Olson is the player of the game tonight with 27. It was 24-13 at the end of the first quarter for Mark Morris. A hot start here on the road, the type of start that can carry you to a victory potentially, but Ridgefield wasn't interested in that. They actually tied the game up at 26 apiece and held Mark Morris to 8 points there in the second quarter. It was 32-26 heading into the break. Mark Morris reestablished the lead up to 11 at the end of 3, 48-37. And then they do enough to keep that separation between them and the Spudders in that fourth and final quarter to come away with the victory, 69-60. Again, fans, tomorrow night we're going to be live at Mark Morris High School. Should be a good one. Ridgefield taking on Mark Morris in girls basketball action. So come on back tomorrow, 7 o'clock, and then I'll have the weekend off, and we'll be back next week. Again, our schedule is on our Twitter profile. Be sure to follow. It's at MediaN2. I'll show you what it looks like right there, and that's the symbol. There's the logo, so to speak. Logo Lillard. Not anymore. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, the artist formerly known as Twitter. But please be sure to follow. Be sure to like. You can rewatch the games at any time. You can even pinch and zoom on YouTube. I like the YouTube, because you can cast it to your television set. So most smart TVs have YouTube built in. So there you go. That's where you can find us. And I appreciate all the support once again from everybody. Again, your final score tonight, Mark Morris wins at 69-60 on the road, 2-0 in Greater St. Helens League play, 2-2 overall. That's going to do it for me here tonight, folks. Nick Sisson on behalf of N2 Media and Mark Morris and Ridgefield Athletics saying so long, and we'll see you again tomorrow night. Hope you all have a great evening, and we will see you then. So long.